Yo, what's up, what's up? It's your boy Dunny D.
And it's me, Jamal.
And your ass is hungry now.
You know it, baby.
Alright, so we're gonna kick it back to the roots here. We're gonna do a fun little breakfast dish for you guys today. So when I was a kid, we didn't have almost anything in the pantry. So it was my first kind of introduction to cooking, was making this big kind of potato casserole omelet, weird Frankenstein thing. I used to microwave potatoes, it was nasty. So yeah, we're gonna kick it back and we're just gonna do a really nice, simplistic omelet. Yeah, so yeah, what we're doing is just wild mushroom brie omelet. So yeah, hope you guys like it, and let's wait to get it done.
Let's get into it, baby. First things first, we're gonna set our oven to broil. Alright, so for our omelet, we're gonna do a little tomato jam as a, what do we say, like kind of a topper, a little garnish to go with the omelet. It'll be good with the leek and the mushroom in there.
Yeah, add a little bit of acid just to cut right through the fatness of the eggs.
Yeah, it's perfect. So the ingredients for the tomato jam include, we got rice wine vinegar, tomatoes, shallots, thyme, 1 clove of garlic, some sugar, and salt. We took our tomatoes off the vines, gave them a wash, and we're gonna give them a large dice. I only used 3 tomatoes, didn't even need the 4th one. We throw these in a bowl, set them to the side. Gonna start with doing the shallot next. Just gonna cut off top and bottom, give it a slice. You're not gonna really worry about your cuts too much, because it's gonna get blended up at the end anyway. Next we'll do the garlic. Give it a crush, rough chop. Then I'm going to take my thyme, pull it off the stem. I'm going to set that in a bowl as well. Now I'm ready to take my ingredients over the stove and begin to make our jam. Turn our stove on to a medium-high heat. Going to start with a little olive oil in the pan. Going to wait for it to heat up and then add the shallots, garlic, and thyme. Our oil is now shimmering. I am going to add our garlic, shallots, and thyme. I'm just going to cook this till the vegetables begin to slightly change color and get a little bit of brown on them. Our shallots and garlic are beginning to change color. Nice golden brown. I'm going to add the tomatoes in. Kind of deglaze the bottom of the pan there. Gonna give it a big pinch of salt. Then I'm gonna hit it with 2 tablespoons of white sugar. So I'm gonna add 1 chili to our bowl and let it steep and pull it out at the end. So I'm gonna let the liquid in the tomatoes reduce by half before adding the vinegar. So we'll come back to it when it's at that point and I'll show you guys what to do next. Alright, now that our liquid in our tomato jam is reduced by about half, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. And if you don't have rice wine vinegar, feel free to use like red wine, cider vinegar, anything that you have really. Just let this cook down for about another 10 minutes or until it's become thick and jammy like.
Alright guys, so these are the ingredients we're going to be putting in our omelet today. So yeah, we have some nice fresh garlic, thyme, rosemary, a little bit of dehydrated chive, 3 eggs, these beautiful oyster mushrooms, honey mushrooms, shallot, leek, and scallion. Alright, so we're just going to process our veggies here for the omelet. So we're going to start with our shallot, leek, give the leek a little rinse, 2 cloves of garlic. Alright, so we're going to heat our pan to medium, add a splash of olive oil. Then we're going to add our leek, shallots, and garlic. Sweat these down for about 5 minutes. Alright, we're going to destem our thyme. 1 spring rosemary. Just gonna add that to the bowl. Alright, so we're just gonna destem our mushrooms here. Just give them a little slice. Let all of them fall apart naturally. And our oyster mushrooms, we're just gonna peel them by hand. Cut the tip off. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. It's a little bit of cracked black pepper. We're gonna add our thyme and rosemary. And we're gonna stir it up. Alright, we're gonna add our mushrooms.
Let's get cracking. I'm gonna crack these eggs into this container. I learned this little trick from my favorite movie, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. 1-hand cracks, baby. Three for 3. Call me Papa. Look at that. Boom.
Alright, so we're going to use a immersion blender to blend these up. I like doing it because it gets them nice and frothy and aerated and just gives you that pillowy texture that we're looking for. Alright, we're just going to add a little nub of butter, about after 5 minutes these guys have been cooking for. Just get a little bit of color on them, brown them up a little bit.
So here we have our green onions. I'm going to show you guys a little trick to get them nice and curly. So we're going to cut off the greens, slice a little slit down the side. So I'm going to lay the onions out flat after I cut that horizontal slit. I'm going to run my knife through them and kind of julienne them. So now that all of our green onions are sliced, I'm going to put them in a little bowl of ice water. It's going to shock them and help them get nice and curly.
Alright, so we're just going to slice our brie. Little thin little slices here. And we fold into our omelette. Alright, so it's been 15 minutes. Our mushrooms are nice and crispy. I'm just going to add a little splash of water here, just deglaze off the bottom. Give it a little stir. That's what we got. So I'm going to put this mixture off to the side. I'm going to heat up a separate pan for our omelet. Alright, cool. We're going to add about just a drop of oil to the pan. Boom. About a tablespoon of butter. Let that melt down. So what we're looking for here, we're looking for our butter to drop. So once all these bubbles dropped, that's when we're going to add our egg mix in. Alright, butter's dropped, so we're going to put our egg mix in. We're seasoning just with about a pinch of salt, cracked pepper, just a little bit of chiffonade parsley I did earlier. Alright, so as you can see on the outside it's starting to cook, so what we're going to do is going to grab this, push out, grab everything that's cooked, push it in, push the raw out, grab here, push the raw out, and one more time for this side. Push in, push out. Boom, we're gonna let it cook for another about 30 seconds here, and then we're gonna finish on the broiler in the oven. So we're gonna cook it about 60% through on the stovetop here. On the broiler she goes, about 30 seconds. Alright, omelette's out of the oven, give it a little shake. We're gonna lay down our brie cheese off to one side, and we're gonna add our mushroom mix. So I'm just gonna take this side here, just gonna do a little flip, boom.
Alright, our tomato jam is reduced enough, it's nice and thick now. I'm going to take out that little chili we had in there from before. Now we can blitz it up until it's relatively smooth. Smoother as chunky as you'd like, really. Our tomato jam is a nice consistency now that's all blended up. We'll bring it over and finish our omelet.
So our omelet's in the pan, we're just gonna transfer it to a plate here. Nice and careful, slide her over. Alright guys, time to dig in, let's give it a try, chef.
Alright. I don't even like mushrooms, so I hope I love this.
The egg is so fluffy.
It's pillowy.
Yeah.
It's really good. I really don't even,
Well,
the mushrooms are meaty.
Yeah, umami flavor is blasting through there. The tomato jam kind of cuts through all that woodsy kind of feel, just pops it, right?
It's really good.
Yeah.
You really get the herbs through there, the rosemary and thyme.
This is great.
The garlicky.
Great for winter. I'd say like if you had like some fresh
Brie.
truffles, shave those on there.
Yeah, if you're balling want to flex on people, you can do a little shaved truffle on top.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and like I would even load it up with brie a little bit more, you know.
Yeah,
just,
a little cheesier.
Yeah, if you wanted to, yeah, for sure. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in and giving me a little bit of redemption from my earlier cooking days from about 15 years ago. I feel like I finally had my chance to nail this, so yeah, thanks for tuning in.
I didn't try the one from 15 years ago, but I can tell you for free that this one was pretty damn good.
Awesome guys, yeah, just always send us a DM for any questions or feedback or comments you may have.
And if you make this at home, send us a little picture of it too, send us on Instagram, give the video a thumbs up, because I'm sure you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be having new videos every Monday, and thanks for watching this episode of Yo Ass Hungry Now. See you next week. Peace.